We start with a horrifying discovery for parents in Pinellas County. Detectives arrested a man wanted in Iowa for molesting children. They're concerned he may have targeted children here as well. 8 on your side investigator Mark Douglas spent this afternoon looking into the man's background. He joined us now live from Pinellas County tonight. Mark?
Good evening to you, Josh. Stuart David Smith isn't going anywhere except maybe back to Iowa to face those new child sex charges. Now, his story is a strange one and quite disturbing for his neighbors back in Iowa, as well as his new neighbors right here in Pinellas County.
This Seminole Church and Daycare Center sits directly across 54th Avenue from the mobile home park Smith now calls home. Keswick Christian School is less than half a mile down the road. Sheriff spokeswoman Kristen Rensel tells me those are exactly the kind of places Smith chose to groom child victims in other states.
He had various instances where he was a part of youth groups, Girl Scouts. We're not sure if he had involvement in any of those types of groups or organizations here in Florida, but due to the fact that there were children around the area where he was living, there is a concern that there could be other victims.
James Rowe tells me Smith moved into the trailer across from him about 3 months ago. He says Smith seemed creepy from the start.
And I always thought that guy was shady anyway for some reason. I don't know why, it was just something about him.
Oh, there was something about him, all right. Smith was arrested in Iowa last year for enticing at least 8 kids to have sex with him and stealing 2 others. That raised a lot of concern among parents in his Iowa hometown of Marshalltown.
Just the fact that he's so conniving and evil. Just a monster.
Smith denied trying to molest kids last year and pleaded to lesser charges. But in this TV interview in Iowa, he admitted his love for them.
Are you a pedophile? Yes.
Smith insisted last year, despite his criminal record, he's no danger to children.
25 years ago, I went to prison for molesting children.
And most recently, the arrests?
We were helping families in need, my family and I. Shoes, clothes. They're friends of my daughters. If they wanted to hang out, they hang out. Well, I was arrested for it.
Because he pled down his charges, he is not a registered sex offender here in the state of Florida. His closest neighbors would have no way of knowing his history, even if they tried to look him up. But tonight he is being held without bond here at the Pinellas County Jail, and the only neighbors that have to worry about him are his cellmates. Josh?
Well, Mark, that daycare center is right across the street. Are there any indications that he's been there in the past?
Not from what I can tell. I visited the church. I spoke to the pastor's wife. I showed her a picture of him and told her who he was. She did not recognize him by name or face, but Pinellas Sheriff's detectives are concerned, given his history, that he might have interacted with children somewhere in the neighborhood, somewhere in a neighboring school, and anybody that has any information along those lines they would like to hear from as soon as possible.
All right, Mark Douglas, thank you very much for that live report from Pinellas County tonight.